guys? Put it in the comments. Tell me what's going on. This is the band. And this is what it looks like. Put the covers on. My name is Luke, and welcome to my shop. So, here's what happened. Here's the story. Okay, I had a different bandsaw. That was in really clean condition. Was really barely used, almost new. It was good clean condition, almost like new. And I had it, and I replaced a couple bearings, and I used it over the years, a couple years, but was never really that happy because I tried to get the bearings close, but there was always a lot of play in the blade. So like when you're cutting something, it just really kind of was wandering around. It just wandered and just wasn't really great. And I've seen some other people who have like this older Delta, kind of like Delta Rockwell or Delta. It's an older design bandsaw. Now this one's not as old as I would like to get one from late 40s or 50s. And I'm not for sure when this one's from, but it's basically the same design. It's got this base. This thing's got a small motor. It's like 1/3 horse, but it should be okay. Or I can replace the motor, but it's basically the same design as the older ones. So that's why. So I did was I sold my other bandsaw for like $450, which is pretty much what I paid for it, or a little bit more, but I gave them some extra blades. And I bought this one for $250. So I saved it, got a couple $100 back and got this bandsaw. I'm gonna do a few things, and I just want to show you like the reason I got it and what makes it better. I've already tried it a little bit, and it was already holding the blade way tighter, and it just like, you can aim it. It goes where you want it to, okay? And that's largely because of the mechanisms like these. I've heard someone call them cold blocks, but it has like these blocks. I think they're metal or hard. I'm not sure what those are, but they basically hold the blade tight, and then it's got a thrust bearing back here, and it also has knobs for quick easy adjustments. But I just wanted to show why I sold what looked like a much nicer bandsaw for a much older one, but it's really because it should work better, be more easy to use, mostly just the function. The other one even had a 1-horse motor. So anyway, I'm gonna do a few things to this, and I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Now this has the aluminum wheels, aluminium for all the Europeans out there. Aluminium, aluminum. That's what we call it. So it might be better if it had cast iron. I'm not for sure. I'm not an expert on these old things, but what I did know, and let me just move you around and show you the back of this thing, because what I do know, or think I know, is that this overall, don't mind the clock, that's not the right time. This design is fairly heavy duty. Is pretty much the same design as the older one, so it's like it pretty much has the same design. So that's good. It's got these kind of easy, quick change things. You might need a screwdriver here and there, but here's the tensioner and the adjustment. So right off the bat, I saw a couple of nuts and bolts were a little bit loose, and so I tend sometimes to do like a bolt check, just kind of check over things. And then this seems to be offset a little bit. I might loosen that up and bump it over. And I was looking at where the blade lined up on the, so I'll move you back around. I might end up having to take this stuff off. I might take this off because what I'm going to look at is the bearings and the belt tension and stuff like that. So, kind of exciting. It's like a tool swap thing, but so I'll tell you what I did. Take that off. All right. Well, welcome back. Welcome back again. I tried to record this, but it turned into chaos, and I just went ahead and did a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to tell you what I did to tune this thing up. First, I had some washers in here. I took out the washers. I put some rubber washers in there. I don't know that it matters, but I tightened that down, which also made the belt tension tighter, which is good. It was pretty loose before, so that's good. And it also made it run seemingly smoother. Another thing was, this is a pull switch. It goes up here, and it was upside down, so up was on and it was backwards, so I changed it. So down is off, and if you pull it up, that's on. And then, so I did that. So then, also, this pulley seemed like it was a little bit wobbly out here. So I thought I'd move it closer to the bearings, closer to the machine. But then, so when I attached this motor, I pulled it back that way, and also I had to pull this pulley. I tried tapping it at first, and it didn't really work. So I ended up pulling it, cleaning it up, and then pushing that in. So that's in further, and I had to push that in further to get it to line up. But so closer to the machine runs smoother. So the belts, like I said, that's just about right tension. These were not very tight, so I cranked, all these bolts are tight with the rubber. So I don't know if I showed before, but look at how smooth it runs now. That's not perfect. It was a little, I got the belt on, I got the bandsaw blade on now. So I also took this table off cleaned up some parts, re-greased this stuff. Went ahead and retensioned. I had all this stuff taken off, and I tensioned the blade, and I backed off all these blocks just so I could make sure everything was tracking straight, and then readjusted those cool blocks, I think I heard somebody call them. But so that way the everything was in line, because it seemed like it was pushing over at some point. So anyway, it was, the belt tensioned, and then I brought these up to it, and then this bearing, so this has a shaft in here, and there's an offset, and it was backwards, which is crazy to find something like that. But this bearing, the blade was just barely on the edge, so it wasn't really going to catch it. So I just took that off, flipped it around, and now it's correct. It's backing up the blade, right? So it's crazy that was on backwards. So and the other thing is, when I had this drive wheel taken off, and it had a slight wobble to it, so I cleaned up the back. I put the covers on now, well, anyway, it's all put back together now, but I had taken that drive wheel off, and like I said, I was messing with it, trying to get it a little more balanced, so I ended up sanding the back of it flat, and then I was even trying to balance it and check it and everything, but it's running pretty good now and everything. Also, so anyway, it's got a slight wobble, but that's pretty normal. Same with the top one, but I did sand the back of it and slightly adjust it, so it's running pretty good. I tightened this earlier, got that nice and tight, and then I tried to work oil into the bearings wherever I could. Basically, like this one, I cleaned it up, tried to pack some grease in there, and oiled some of the threads and everything. So that's pretty much what I did. I went through this, I blew out the motor, changed that switch, and then, but yeah, it's all adjusted right now, and the only thing I gotta do is double check the squareness of the table and everything. So yeah, I think it should be pretty good. And I might end up figuring out a fence. Might have to look into that, but for now, this should work, and I think it should work pretty well. Like I said, it's all tuned up, and everything is tracking nice. I checked the tension. Oh, which reminds me, I had taken the tension off. Now, the only nice thing about that other one, it did have a tension, like a release, quick release, but this is no big deal. I just backed it off to where it's not putting stress on here, and then all you gotta do and use it is just crank it up. And the way this is held, you almost don't even need as much tension on this kind, but I'm always confused at where to read this, but I think it's the bottom of that block. So you got 1/8 inch, quarter, 3/8, 1/2 inches right there on the left. So crank it up to there, or even a little less, just get some tension. And like I said, I'm adjusting it so that blade is right here on the wheel, and it's in the middle of the bottom wheel. So anyway, just kind of did a quick run through on it, and definitely cleaned it out and oiled it up. So it should be good. So like I said, it's not as pretty as the other one, but this is, I think, going to be so much better. It's just a better tool to use. So anyway, thanks for watching, and sorry about the vertical format. I don't know. I started out like I was going to do something, and then I did something else. So I think the guy I got it from put this cover. He built this cover. I didn't check I think all the frame bolts and everything were tight. But yeah, so that's my quick run through, and I think this should be good. I might put wheels or make some kind of a platform. So, and the motor I think said 62, so this might be from 1962. So I'll give it one quick cut and see how it does. All right, well, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. It's a little bit late to be making a bunch of noise, but I could tell already. See, the beauty about this is you can move wherever you want, and that blade is staying put. And I noticed that from other people that had these, and a couple people I watch have saws like these. So, and the blade just stays put and does what you want. On the other one, it just wandered. It just like you're fighting it the whole time. So, that's with a 1/2-inch blade, and even, yeah, it just holds it right. So big difference on the design of this. This is a pretty good design, the way these blocks are holding and everything. Now, this doesn't have very good dust collection. It's just gonna make a mess, but I'm okay with it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check you next time.